I took the night shift because it paid more and because fewer people wanted it. Driving long-haul trucks after midnight isn't for everyone. The road feels endless. The silence presses in, and the headlights only show you what's directly ahead, what's waiting just beyond the dark. That night in late November, I was hauling refrigerated cargo through Highway 47, a stretch most drivers avoid after sunset. Too many accidents, too many stories. Locals call it the dead strip, but I've never been superstitious. Roads don't scare me, people do. Around 1:40 a.m., the radio cuts to static. Not unusual out there, but then a voice broke through, soft, distorted. "Driver, you still awake?" I checked the CB. No call sign, no channel indicator. "Yeah," I said. "Who's this?" Silence, then a click. The signal died. I shrugged it off and kept rolling. About 10 minutes later, I saw a figure on the shoulder of the road. A woman, long coat, standing completely still. No car, no lights, just her and the darkness. I slowed down. That's when common sense should have kicked in, but fatigue makes you stupid. "You okay?" I called through the cracked window. She lifted her head slowly. Her face was pale, eyes dark, unfocused. "My ride never came," she said. Her voice was flat, like she'd practiced it. I hesitated. Company policy was clear. No passengers. But leaving someone out here at night felt wrong. "Where are you headed?" I asked. "Just down the road," she said. Last stop. I let her climb in. The cab grew cold immediately. Not just air conditioning, cold, dead cold. My breath fogged the windshield. She sat without moving, hands folded in her lap. No seatbelt. "What happened to your car?" I asked. "It stopped," she said. "Broke down." It stopped. Working. The way she said it made my skin crawl. We drove in silence. Every few minutes, I glanced at her reflection in the side mirror. She never blinked. At 2:11 a.m., my dashboard lights flickered. The engine coughed. "Where exactly is this stop?" I asked. She raised her hand and pointed ahead. "There." I slowed in. My stomach dropped. There was nothing there. Just an old rest area, abandoned. Closed since the 90s. Burned out lights, cracked pavement. "No one stops here," I said. She turned her head toward me for the first time. "They do," she replied. Once, I pulled to a stop, despite every instinct, screaming not to. "All right," I said. "This is it." She didn't move. "You coming?" I asked. She leaned closer, her face inches from mine. Her eyes were black now, hollow. "You already passed your stop," she whispered. The cab lights shut off. The engine died. My phone lost signal. Then I smelled smoke. I heard metal twisting like a wreck, replaying itself. Suddenly, I wasn't in my truck anymore. I was standing on the shoulder of Highway 47, watching flames consume a rig identical to mine. Sirens in the distance, paramedics pulling out a body. My body. The woman stood beside me. "You fell asleep," she said calmly, "same as the others." My chest tightened. "Then what am I?" She opened the passenger door of the burning truck. Inside, another driver sat frozen in fear me. Alive, seconds before impact. "You still have time," she said. "But you don't get many chances." Everything snapped back. I was behind the wheel. The engine roared back to life. My truck jerked forward. I slammed the brakes. The woman was gone. The rest area vanished. I was alone on the highway, heart hammering. I pulled over immediately, shaking so badly I could barely breathe. I checked the dash cam. There was no passenger, but the audio picked up her voice. "You already passed your stop." I quit night driving a week later. Highway 47 still runs. Trucks still crash there. And sometimes, when drivers fall asleep, they swear a woman wakes them up, asking for a ride to the last stop. I've been driving long-haul trucks since I was 23. By the time this happened, I had logged over 1 million miles across highways most people only see in movies. Night driving never bothered me. In fact, I preferred it. Less traffic, fewer distractions, just the hum of the engine and the endless road ahead. This happened in late November, somewhere between Nevada and Northern California, on a stretch of Highway 17 that barely shows up on maps. I was hauling refrigerated cargo medical supplies in a tight deadline. Stopping wasn't really an option. Around 2:40 a.m., My GPS started acting strange. The route flickered, recalculated twice, then directed me off the main highway onto a narrower road. I assumed it was construction or an accident ahead. It wouldn't have been the first time. The moment I turned off, my radio cut to static. No music, no chatter, just that low, empty hiss. The road narrowed fast. 2 lanes turned into one. Trees pressed in on both sides, tall and black, blocking moonlight. My headlights barely reached 30 feet ahead. The air felt heavier, like the night itself was pressing down. After about 10 minutes, I noticed something odd. Mile markers were repeating. 17B, 17B again. Then again, I slowed down, checking my mirrors. Nothing behind me, nothing ahead. Then I saw the lights. A truck stop. That didn't make sense. I'd driven this route before. There wasn't supposed to be anything out here. But there it was. A small neon sign, flickering red and blue. Rest stop, last exit. I told myself I was tired, seeing things, but my fuel gauge dipped lower than it should have. I hadn't planned to stop, but something about the place pulled at me, like my body made the decision before my brain could argue. I pulled in. The lot was empty, except for one parked semi at the far end. Engine off, lights dead, no driver in sight. The building itself looked old, real old. Cracked concrete, windows clouded with grime, neon buzzing like it was struggling to stay alive. I stepped out of my cab. The moment my boots hit the ground, everything went silent. No wind, no insects, no distant traffic, just silence. Inside the truck stop, the lights were on, but dim. A man stood behind the counter, thin, pale. His uniform looked decades out of date. He smiled. "You're late," he said. I frowned. Late for what? For the last run? That should have been my cue to leave. Instead, I asked for coffee. My voice didn't feel like my own. He poured it without turning around. As I waited, I noticed the walls. Photographs, drivers, dozens of them, all standing next to their trucks. Different decades, different styles, same road, same mile marker behind them, Highway 17. Then I saw it. One photo taken maybe 5 years ago. It was me. Same jacket, same truck number. Only difference. In the photo, my eyes were empty, like I wasn't really there. My stomach dropped. "I've never been here," I said. The man finally looked at me. "Yes, you have," he replied calmly. "You just don't remember the first time." My radio crackled to life behind the counter. A voice whispered through the static, "Don't stop." I backed away slowly. "What happens if I leave?" I asked. The man's smile faded. "No one's made it past the last stop in a long time." I ran, out the door, back to my truck, engine roaring to life like it was as scared as I was. As I pulled out, I saw movement near the parked semi. A driver stood there. He looked exactly like me. Same face, same fear. I slammed the accelerator. The road stretched endlessly. Mile marker after mile. Marker flashing 17B. My radio screamed with overlapping voices. Now drivers begging, warning, crying. Then, suddenly, the main highway appeared. Traffic lights. Normal noise. I didn't stop driving until sunrise. I reported the incident. No record of that road. No truck stop. No missing drivers. But sometimes, when I drive late at night, my GPS flickers. And for half a second, it tries to reroute me back to Highway 17.